HMS Morgana's passengers had had an easy ride so far, but that was over. Now that they were past Finisterre and broadside on to the Atlantic swell, there were noticeably fewer in the first-class dining room. The ship's doctor was in constant demand. Stewards hurried along the companionways with the dance-like steps evolved to counteract the pitching and rolling of the ship, carrying precariously aloft trays of tea and tureens of thin broth to the cabins of the afflicted. Even numbers in the bridge saloon were down, from 8 tables to 3. The clientele of both bars reduced to a handful of diehards, and the decks empty except for the walking sick and the incorrigibly energetic, both for their different reasons, in need of fresh air. Wisely, the captain always delayed his full cocktail party until Gibraltar, when experience showed his charges would have rallied enough to enjoy themselves. The Kingsleys had so far remained unscathed, and it was Christmas Eve. Changing for dinner, they looked forward with varying degrees of enthusiasm to an array of seasonal festivities. A printed note from the liaison officer had been slipped under the door of their cabin that morning. You are invited to join the choir of the ship's company in singing a selection of traditional carols in the forward saloon at 9 p.m. Divine service tomorrow, Christmas Day, will be matins at 11 a.m. in the forward saloon, conducted by the Padre. The preacher will be Dr. R.J. Manning, who is travelling with us to Cape Town. Captain Compton, his officers and crew, take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy Christmas and a peaceful and prosperous New Year. Jack studied the last words for a few seconds before dropping the sheet of paper on the table next to him. He hooked a finger inside his stiff collar, easing it slightly away from his neck. Incredible to think that for the first time in 4 years, peace and prosperity were not out of the question. Remind me what it says. Thea, doing her hair in the bathroom, legs braced to steady herself against the swell, looked past her own reflection in the mirror to her husband's. Are we asked to something? Everyone is. Carols after dinner. She appeared in the doorway, thrusting in one pin, removing another from the corner of her mouth. That's right. How lovely. He shook his head slightly. You'd like to go, I take it. Naturally. Naturally. He watched his wife as she went back to the mirror, as always baffled but moved by her guileless enthusiasm, the open heart that he astonishingly had captured, and was now towing thousands of miles across the ocean, away from everything, at least everything but him, that she knew and loved. The ship heaved and the sheet of paper slithered to the floor. Jack bent to retrieve it. Then we shall go, he said. At dinner, the bursar's table included new people, the pleasant but stuffy Collinses, and the frankly dreadful Mr. Steen, the dining room having been reorganised to disguise the yawning gaps left by the cabin-bound, of whom Mrs. Steen was one. The bursar, smiling expansively, expressed the hope that they were all in good voice. I'm not sure we'll be singing carols, said Mr. Collins. Births and books for us. He looked at his wife for corroboration. How are you feeling now, Vi? You look a bit peaky. I feel it, to be truthful. You poor thing, said Thea with a sympathetic look. Surely you don't want to be here. Well, no. I don't know. Violet gazed wanly at her plate of egg mayonnaise as it slid gently this way and that. I should probably try and eat something. Steen raised an eyebrow for the benefit of the others. What makes you think that? Well, as a matter of fact, it can help, said Jack. A little food can settle the stomach. If you say so. Steen turned to Thea. No queasiness for you, I see. I've been lucky so far. And a seasoned traveller, I bet. Not particularly. This is the furthest I've ever been.